everyone, and welcome to episode 13 to Wolff&Schafe podcast. My name is Magdalena, and this is my little co-host Domarad. Meow. We live in Switzerland. I come from Poland, but currently I'm living here in Switzerland since 2013. And this is my knitting, spinning, and hand-dyeing podcast. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for joining me again today. I hope you will enjoy. And if you're a new viewer, please feel at home. I will be chatting about my crafty life here and some more, maybe on occasions. You can find me on Ravelry. I'm Wolffowna there, which spells WOLFFOWNA, and on Instagram under my full name, Magdalena Wolff with double F. We also have a Ravelry group, Wolff&Schafe podcast, and we have a knit-along going on there. There are two threads. There's a chatter thread where you can show your progress and discuss your projects, and non-chatter thread where you post your finished objects. The deadline is May the 3rd, which is my birthday, and this is the prize. This is my hand-dyed yarn, Wolff&Schafe yarn, the label, in a Song of Ice and Fire themed colorway, which is Melisandre. And I have moved my camera, and I hope it will behave better today than last time when it was focusing and blurring and focusing and blurring. So please forgive me if I sometimes look there, because that's where I have my preview of the video. And yeah, I'll try to get focused here. Anyway, we have Wednesday, April the 5th of 2016, and we can start with knitting now. So I have a finished object for you today, which is always a nice thing. Okay, now the camera is too close. These are my plain vanilla socks from A. Mary Knits yarn in her Autumn Desert Flowers colorway. It's a sock yarn, 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon. I did the 1x1 twisted rib cuff and my first fish lips kiss heel, which turned out lovely. For me, I made it the first time, but I think I will be a fan of it. I will use it more often from now on. And the yarn is very soft. It's lovely. So, as you know, some of you know, I bought these sock blockers mostly because of how it looks like I can show it to you on the podcast easier, like for presenting reasons, but as you can see, they are too small. I bought them on the Edinburgh Yarn Festival, and they had 3 sizes. These are Knit Pro blockers, and they are not cheap. I mean, I don't know why this is just piece of plastic, but still they were not cheap for this. And so it was written on the package that size S is European shoe size from 35 to 37, and medium size is from 37 to I think 39, something like that. I have 37 size foot. So I thought, okay, I will buy smaller blockers, because if I buy larger ones, they will stretch my socks. But I have no idea, because I used the cardboard cut out, like the form of my foot that was recommended in the Fish Lips Kiss Heel pattern by Socks therapist, and it fits perfectly my foot. I tried it out, but on the blockers it's this much too big, which means it can't be for 37 size shoe size. It's really not. I should have bought the medium size, but how could I have known that? So yes, I am annoyed. I am pretty much annoyed, and Domara supports me in that. So yeah, that's a disappointment, because normally I never use sock blockers because it's enough for me to block them just flat, and they turn out really nice. But I really wanted to be able to show my socks to you like this, but this annoys me to no ends. This is really So the only bright side in this is that when I knit the socks for my grandmother, who has 35 shoe size, these should be perfect. I hope so. So anyway, I'm pretty happy with these socks. They fit perfectly, and the yarn is really soft. I will see how it will be with sturdiness, whether they will felt easily, because the softer the yarn, usually the faster is the felting process. But for now, I'm loving them, and the colors, you guys, it's amazing. It's not very visible on the camera, I think, but in all these colorful speckles, there are also like some additions of green and olive green, and I really love them. I mean, I love this colorway. So it's Autumn Desert Flowers, and I have my Ravelry sweater on the go still, and I will have it for some time, I suppose. It lives in my, again, A. Mary Knits project bag. It's large, and it has really cute doggies here. So yes, Ravelry sweater by Terry Crews. I have already split for the sleeves, so I have them on my knitting cables, which I find really convenient, because it's much easier to pick the stitches from the cable than from scrap yarn. You can just adjust a needle here, and then you can pick up. It's awesome. So I have them on both sides, and I really hope the size will be right, because as I mentioned before, I'm making this for my friend Iga, and she's a tiny person, which means I'm knitting the smallest size of the sweater. But even though the yarn I'm using, Debbie Bliss Cashmerino, is supposed to be sport weight, I completely couldn't get the gauge. So I decided to, normally I would just knit a smaller size of the sweater to match the size of a person, but I can't, because there is none that would be smaller. And so I just made some calculations and cast on less stitches. I increased less. So we will see how it works out. I'm really hoping for the best, because it's a lot of work. We'll see. The yarn is very soft, and it's in mist colorway. It's a lovely gray, and there's this diamond accent on the back. I think it will look better once it's blocked. And I'm knitting on my Symphony interchangeable needles. It's Knit Pro wood. I think it's birch wood. And oh, come on. Sorry, my screen went black. I have to change the settings one day, but I always forget the minute I finish recording, so sorry about that. So yeah, so now it will be, once I'm done with the increases, it will be just plain stockinette till the end, and then a bit of garter stitch, and after that I will pick up a gazillion of stitches here around the border to make the diamond, the rhombi patterned border. So for brainless knitting, I have now this, because I don't have to think about it, because it's plain stockinette. And I have cast on a new pair of socks, because it's a widely known rule that once you cast off socks, a pair of socks, you cast on another pair of socks. It's just logic. So, as I mentioned in the last episode, oh, my sock blockers are running away. Excuse me. I have to do something with them. Okay. So, my project lives in this Mary Knits again. Project bag with these gorgeous flowers here with, where is it? Oh, it's here with the dragonfly and golden and white chevron pattern, and inside I have polka dots. Yes, so I cast on like usual from toes up. My Autumn Desert Flowers socks were also toes up, because I really like to know how much yarn I have left and how long a cuff I can knit. I also like socks with a long cuff. I really don't like those ankle long socks, so I prefer them to be longer. And I'm using the yarn that some of you know from my previous project. It's, oh, don't run away, you. It's Cascade Yarns in mustard colorway, and I was knitting my Mystery Plus Manners stranded knitting gloves from it. It was my main color, but I had really a lot of left, so I divided it into two, and I'm knitting two socks at the same time, which is my favorite method of knitting sock right now, on magic loop, on a really long cable, 120 centimeters, and these are Chaogu 2.5 millimeters, and I love these needles. I'm a fan, really. So this will be uncomplicated socks. I just thought I would add some interest just after finishing the increases for the toe, just to add this simple checkboard pattern. So it's just 4 knit, 4 purl, 4 knit, 4 purl, and then 4 rows of that, and then switch. So this is really nothing complicated, but I think it looks really nice. So I hope that my grandma will like it. And actually with the color, because I wanted something cheerful, you know, I thought yellow would be a nice choice. But my mom, meaning grandma's daughter, she said, oh no, grandma won't want socks in yellow. She doesn't like that color. So I thought, oh well, so maybe I will have to look for something else. Grandma likes browns, I don't, which is a problem because I don't have brown yarns in my stash, and I don't want to buy more sock yarn because I have like up till here of sock yarn. So yeah, so I asked my mom to ask grandma when they meet again whether she would approve of mustard colored socks, and she did. I mean, my mother asked and grandma approved. So yeah, so I cast on, and they grew pretty fast. I think I made this in 2 days, and this is like they are 2 at the time, meaning it would be, if it was 1 sock, it would be much more, like double. So yeah, I think it's a nice project to make. And what else? Okay, so I think this is it for knitting. And as for spinning, I did some spinning because when I sit with my son, I sometimes can just do something that doesn't require a lot of concentration. So I was just continuing on my Rolex from Woolly Witch. Come on, camera. Yay. So as you can see, down there is this pink colorway, this Be Mine colorway, and on top of it is the green, teal, pink, and some bits of gold. And it's a Monster of Loch Ness colorway. And I'm planning, because I have already spun 2 Rolex in these colors, in this order, and I'm planning on on plying them together. And we will see whether I can, for example, knit like a pair of mitts or maybe a hat. I don't know yet, I will have to decide, but yeah, it's pretty exciting, and this fiber is just so soft. I started spinning with like more rough fibers, so this is like, and I'm spinning on my Willcraft Beginner's spindle. Oh, can you see it? It has spin and ply with arrows on it, which is helpful when you're a beginner and you don't want to mess up the directions. And I really like this spindle. It's pretty light, but it's good for this purpose. So just a sip of my tea. So since last episode, I have my Kiwi spinning wheel, and we are gradually becoming friends and familiar with each other. So I'm just practicing on various fibers. As you can see, these are all natural colored fibers from various Polish sheep that I got when I bought the Folktales PL spindle. It was just packed together with the fiber to protect the spindle, and I thought it would be a great material for practicing, because these are all like, each and every one of them is different. Some are softer, some are rougher, some are really scratchy, and they have different staple length. So I think it's a good material for practicing and getting to know how to work with a spinning wheel. But as for now, I'm really happy with my spinning wheel. It's Ashford Kiwi, and yeah, at first I found it difficult to use the treadles, like use my feet and hands at the same time, but by now it became really natural. So I just pedal or treadle, and that's it, and I don't really think about it too much. So my son is really fascinated by the wheel, so I let him move the wheel when the band is not on, so he won't destroy anything, but I can't spin in his presence because he wants to play with the spinning wheel, and he's okay with my spindles, But the spinning wheel is so fascinating. It has so many moving parts that he just won't let me spin. He wants to step on the treadles and move the wheel, and he pulls on my fiber. So I tried, but it's not possible. So yeah, I have not been spinning as much as I was hoping to, as I wanted to, but what can you do? With my son now, he spent a really long time in Poland, so I spent some time there with him. That's why some of my episodes were from Poland. But anyway, he hasn't been to his daycare for more than 3 months, so he's now readjusting, and I have less time for myself because he's going like for 3 hours there, and I'm picking him up, and then he stays at home with me. So it will take some time. We want him to adjust gradually so he doesn't get too stressed over it. Of course, it's a stress when you change environment, when you say goodbye to grandparents that you love and stuff like that. But well, I hope he will manage, and it will be easier for him if it's gradual. So last week it was 3 hours. Today it will be a bit longer, and every week or maybe even every day it will be a bit prolonged. So he can be more gradually getting back into daycare. So, oh yeah, about my wheel. So I saw in the internet a lot of pictures of lovely ideas how to decorate your spinning wheel, especially when you have bought the unfinished version that doesn't have the lacquered surface. You can paint on it. And at first I thought I could just put color on the wheel. But then I saw that so many people create lovely, beautiful decorations like pictures. It's nothing like a tattoo for the wheel. So pictures like that. And I thought, oh, that's great. I want to do that too. So I came up with an idea that I will paint. I wonder if I can show this to you, because I have just made the sketch with pencil, and this is a kiwi spinning wheel, so it has a kiwi bird on one of the treadles. I find it really cute, and I thought another bird would do no harm. So can you see this? So it's a peacock-like bird, and it's a creature actually from a cartoon I used to watch when I was a kid. Oh. Down you go. So when I was small, there was this cartoon that was actually Japanese, but at that time I did not know that. I just enjoyed the show, and there appeared a mysterious, beautiful bird. In every episode he appeared, and the two teams from the story, they tried to catch him, because whoever caught the bird would become the ruler of the land. So I was fascinated with that creature because it was so beautiful and mysterious, and you could never catch it. So I thought it would be so nice to paint a portrait of him on my spinning wheel, and that's what I'm planning to do. There is a lot of space left on the wheel, so whenever I come up with a new idea, I can just add a picture, I think. So I bought a set of acrylic paints, because I used to have quite a lot of acrylic paints, but at some point I decided that I won't be using them anymore, so I just gave them away. And well, and I did the right thing, because it took some years, and acrylic paint, I don't think they last that long. With watercolors, it's easier. You just can use water to make them live again. But with acrylics, they're just turned into stone, I think. So yeah, I bought just a cheap set. Well, the cheapest I could find in a Swiss shop. Of paints, and I will be painting my beautiful peacock. As for dyeing, I'm waiting for my new yarn bases, so there will be some new things in the shop, and I'm excited because there will be some alpaca and some BFL. So yeah, now I'm waiting for my parcel to arrive, and then I will be dyeing on new bases, which is exciting. Yeah, I think this episode will be a bit shorter than the last one, which is good, because the last one was like an hour long, so that's quite quite a long episode. So just at the end, I thought I would mention, because sometimes I mention like books that I read, or computer games that I play or played and loved. So right now I'm watching a TV show that many of you know, because it's been very popular over the last few years, and it's called Bones. So it's the crime mystery stories about FBI agent and science team. And there is a lot of dead bodies, of course, and a lot of bones to deal with, but I'm in season 2, and I find it really well written. My friend, one of my friends who watched the show, he told me that the first 2 seasons are great, but then there is too much, in his opinion, there is too much humor and too little pathology. So I'm not sure what he meant. I hope that this show will be still will hold some level. I've heard about this TV show like for years, but I never watched it. Especially because I didn't have a TV set in our apartment for years now. Whatever we want, we just watch on the computer anyway. So yeah. I think I might have mentioned, but I'm not sure, that I really love Buffy the Vampire Slayer, and that's how I decided to watch Bones, because there is this actor, David Boreanaz, who played there, and then he had like his own spin-off called Angel, which I watched as well. So, and then he appeared in Bones as one of the leading characters. And I don't regret trying, because it's really entertaining. It's a bit disgusting at times, but but that's the genre, so what can you do? Please let me know if some of you, if you also like Bones. I would like to hear your opinions. And yeah, as I said, I'm in the middle of season 2, so please no spoilers there. I really like how the characters are being built, how they are all like not perfect, and everybody has their flaws and their little secrets and bigger secrets, of course, and how they work together. Because of course I could see the resemblance to X-Files, where you have the really logical Scully, who doesn't believe in any paranormal activities, and Mulder, who is more like he believes, like he uses his intuition, and he's less rational at times. So it's, I think, because in X-Files it worked so well, the creators of Bones decided, oh, that's a great pattern, let's use it. And that's exactly what they did. We have the rational, scientific Brennan and the Catholic, intuitive FBI agent Booth. So yeah, it plays well, but they also, the creators of Bones, they also added a whole team for them, which is like every member of the team is an interesting character of their own. So I like that. And I forgive that it's a bit, you know, copied. So yeah, I think that's it for today. I hope you will have a nice rest of the week. And I have a feeling I'm forgetting something, but I just don't know what I was supposed to tell you more. Anyway, have a nice day and happy knitting, and we will see you next time. Meow.